shoot.
Okay, guys, thanks for getting on. This is our very first Monday Mindset or Mindset Monday, whichever way you want to do it, call that we've ever done. So, and thinking about it, I don't know why the hell we have never done something like this before. It's always weird, isn't it, when you get ideas and you think, that's a great idea. Why didn't we do this before? So we were together. We had a leadership meeting for Emma's team on Saturday. And Emma did an amazing training on the cycle of belief. And we can probably do that one time in the future with this call. But the thing that really cropped up, and you probably heard it mentioned a lot on the call as well tonight with Jeff and Simon, was mindset and personal belief in yourself, personal growth, personal development. And that was the thing that everyone had, like 10 out of 10 belief in themselves, 10 out of 10 belief in the products, 10 out of 10 belief in the opportunity, but their belief in themselves was low. And I can totally relate to it myself, because when you first start this opportunity, when I was there back in 2009, 2010, building, and it wasn't going the way that you expect. I honestly thought it'd be really easy. And when I kept getting no after no after no, then you get the negativity from people around you. And then some of my clients were questioning it. They'd never heard about it, all this stuff. And I never really done that much personal development. And one thing that this business has done for me is really, really helped me grow as a person, in my mindset, in my confidence. There is no way on earth I would have been presenting at conventions and things like that and running calls 13 years ago. So it is a business disguised as a personal development course. It truly, truly is. And I think the more you grow, the more your business grows. And especially when we've been through these unforeseen times over the last 2 years, where there's been so much stuff and it's even out there in the mainstream world, where mindset and mental wellness and mental health and all that kind of stuff is out there. So this call really is based upon that, what happened this weekend, where it was just like, why don't we do something relating to mindset? Why don't we do a call each week where we can share some stuff relating to how you grow your mindset? And what we're going to do, and Emma's going to share it in a minute, but is we're going to drop a podcast at the end of this call that everyone needs to listen to by next week. It's kind of like a book club, but you don't have to read. You can listen, walk your dog, go on the treadmill, listen to the podcast, take notes if you want. And then what we'll do, we'll discuss it on the call next week, see what the learnings are, see how you can implement it into your business. You know, we're always learning all the time. I learned so much stuff on Saturday at the event, just through actually giving yourself time to reflect on yourself and reflect on your own business. And we're so busy these days. Sometimes we don't even sit there and think, where am I actually at? What's changed? Why is my belief this certain way? What do I need to do to get back to where I'm going? So I think it's going to be one of those calls that's super powerful, and it will help you guys have that next breakthrough, because it is new level, new devil. It really, really is. Every time you grow in this business, there's something out there to test you later on. So Emma, over to you. If you've got anything you want to just
Sure.
cover.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, Saturday was brilliant, and as always with those kind of trainings, I think it was a small group of us. So those of you, I know some of you who are on the call were there, and it was sometimes the best ideas come from the most unexpected places, right? I tend to find that in my life, in my home life as well, right? And just after that meeting, we were just saying, like, why have we never really done that before? We've done individual things, and and I know some people's like uplines might do things here and there, but nothing kind of sustained every week. So we have training calls for how to do the business, we have training calls for the opportunity, we have training calls for how to get to PMD and NMD and everything. But actually, when you look at what you need, and I put this on the flyer before, what you need to be successful in this business, right, which is a good self-belief, good self-esteem, and a great work ethic, right? Self-belief, self-esteem, and a great work ethic. put those three things together with a fantastic product and a fantastic business plan, which is the company's side of things that we can't influence, right? The product and we can influence how we use it and stuff, but in terms of what it is and the marketing plan, that's the company's bit. But the self-esteem, self-belief, and work ethic, that's us. So if you have those three things and mix them together with a fantastic product and a fantastic business, it's actually impossible not to be successful. And in the 10 years that I have been doing this, I would say every single day, either somebody in the business or somebody outside of the business that's looking at the business says, I've got no self-confidence, I don't believe in myself, or words to that effect. I'm worried what people think. That's low self-esteem, low self-confidence, right? That's what that is. Because if you had high self-esteem and high self-confidence, couldn't give a shit what anyone thinks, right? So that's what that is. So when you hear that, you know that that's one's a symptom and one's the kind of the illness, if you like. This, so we can fix it, but we don't really as a group, I don't think. Let me know in the chat, how many of you honestly do self-development, personal development every single day, no matter what? Every single day, you listen to a podcast or listen to an audio or do some self-development that is not necessarily network marketing related, but self-belief and self-esteem related. So some do, some don't. Some probably stop and start. That's probably where I was, a little bit here and a little bit there, all in, a bit like going to the gym, all in for a week or two, and then like maybe not quite so much. But yeah, it's probably, and I'm not even going to say probably, I would say it's definitely, given that the product and the business, we're all agreed are fantastic. The self-esteem and self-belief bit, I would say is absolutely top priority in terms of what we need to be good at and working on. Because it's the thing that we, a mixture of stopping and starting, but it's the thing we don't do consistently. It's the thing that we don't necessarily, because it's easy not to do it, isn't it? It's easy when you're tired, you go, I haven't done my reading today. Oh, haven't listened to that podcast today. Oh, I'll do 20 pages tomorrow. I'll do 20 pages tomorrow. And if we do that, I haven't done my reading, I'll read twice as much tomorrow.
I literally just wrote that down there as those are my notes when you said easy not to do. That's what I was literally thinking then. I'll show you something in a minute. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're all right. It's fine. I said we would do this a bit like a convo, so that would be, it's better if you are interrupted, it's fine. Anyway, hopefully you're getting my point, right? Which is that it's if you can see what I mean, if we can fix this, if you can fix it, and actually, like most things, the only person who can really help you to have more self-belief and higher self-esteem, the only person really is yourself. We're so conditioned to look externally for approval, aren't we? We're so conditioned to look for people to tell us that we're pretty and tell us that we're clever and tell us that we can do anything. But actually, unless you tell yourself that first, it doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what your partner tells you. It doesn't matter. That when someone goes, oh, you look really nice, and you're like, oh, this old thing. Like, what you want to say is thank you. Yeah, I know. Of course I look nice. I wouldn't have come out if I looked like a bag, right? So you want to be like that, you want to, so I'll be honest with you, where it comes from, I think anyway, when children are young, they have loads of self-confidence, usually really young children, right? Generally, unless they've got some sort of like something's happened or whatever, but generally speaking, that's why they get run across the road, right? Because they've got no concept of danger. They can do anything. And then mummy, look at me, mummy, I can jump, mummy, I can, all of that stuff that kids do that drive us crazy, right? That's self-confidence, that's self-esteem. And actually, the more that we go, okay, I'm watching, right, the more help, the better self-esteem and self-belief we give them. So what happens between that child who we all used to be and the adult that we are now, who has no self-belief or low self-esteem or whatever? What happens in between? Life. Right, real life, but also other people, stuff we see, stuff people say to us. School, believe it or not, tells us to be realistic. You can't do that. Don't show off. Anybody ever heard that one? Stop showing off. I never say that to my kids because I want them to show off. If you're bloody good at something, you show the world. Go and dance it again. Do it again. Sing louder. Right? Because no one likes to show off. That's what my mum used to say to me. No one likes to show off. I love a show off, mate. I think it's brilliant. If you're fantastic at something, if you don't big yourself up, right? If you don't big yourself up, who else is going to? Because we're trying to bring people into a business with us. Who do you want to work with? The person who's got no self-esteem or the person who's got high self-esteem? Who do you want your mentor and coach to be? Who do you want telling you can do anything? The person who knows they can do anything, who's showing you? Or the person who has no self-belief and no self-confidence and never turns their camera on and never shows up? If that's you at the moment, that's okay. We can help you to become more higher. You know, if you're a current number 1, low self-esteem, just get to a 3. You'll be 3 times more self-confident than you are right now. 3 times higher self-esteem than you've got right now. So it doesn't mean you can never get that back. The beauty of having been like that, you can get back to there. If you were like that as a child, a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old, you can get back that now as a 35, 40, 25-year-old, whatever. So the reason that's the reason why I want you to be plugged into this for every week, and make sure you do listen to the podcast. Someone put in there homework, right? It is homework, but it's optional, right? But you won't get the most out of the call next week if you don't listen. We've started with an easy one, which is only half an hour long as well. So it's an easy one to listen to. My advice would be listen to it a couple of times. But so hopefully that helps you to see why, a little bit about why we as humans, as adults, we have low self-esteem or low self-belief or high self-belief. And just because you currently have one or the other, and actually it changes too, depending on what's going on in your life. Right? Sometimes you're going through stuff, your self-esteem and self-belief might be quite low. Other times, just hit a promotion, you've just lost some weight, just had a really nice compliment or whatever, your self-esteem and self-belief might be quite high. So it's not always, your one thing or the other, which again is great, because it means if you are currently a 4 or a 5 out of 10, you can make yourself a 6 or a 7 or an 8 or a 9, and aiming to improve on where you currently are. That's what we're aiming for. We want to improve on where we currently are. And I hope that you can see from that little bit of what I've said there, why it's so important for your business. But apart from that, guys, it's important for your life. It's important for your life. It's important for your family. It's important for your children, for the people that look at you, whether it's your children, somebody else's children, the people that look at you and you're trying to get them to be better, do better, have more, create more. And they're looking at you and going, well, why are you not doing more? Why are you not showing up more? Why are you not reading self-development books? You want me to do this? Why are you not doing it? We've got to lead by example with the people in our lives as well. So, everyone, listen, I'm going to come back to John in a second, but my question to you is, when you feel great, think back to a time you've just got a promotion, or you've just slipped on that dress that you love, or you've just slipped in your jeans that you like, or the guy that you fancy's just said yes, or whatever. A time in your life when your self-esteem and self-belief is high. You can remember that moment, how it feels. That when you're like, yes, I got the job, or yes, I got the pay rise, or yes, she said yes, you go out with me, or whatever it might be, right? You might have to go quite far back to find it, but it'll be there. If you remember what that feels like, imagine feeling like that all the time, really confident in your own ability, really confident in your appearance, really confident in your conversational skills, really confident in yourself. Someone put it there, be your own biggest fan, right? This isn't about this isn't about being big-headed, because we're here to help each other. You want to be able to walk backwards in your business and take people with you, right? Because to be an MD, we've got to have team. To be PMD, we've got to have team. So we're going to walk backwards and we're going to take people with us. To be able to do that successfully and help other people have high self-esteem and high self-belief, it starts with us. So this isn't about standing up and going, look at me, aren't I amazing? But you got to think that, so that it comes through in the way that you show up in the world, comes through in the way that you share the product, share the business. The way that Jeff just shared the product, I was like, where do I get that product from? I've got it everywhere. I'm already taking it. But the way he shared it on that call, just that minute of like, you can't afford not to take it. I was like, he's right. Right? That's confidence, that's self-belief and belief in the product. So that's why we're doing this. That's why I want you to be connected. If you've got team that aren't on this call and you're sat here thinking, oh my God, Mary could really benefit from this, make sure she's on next week. So I'll pass back to you, John, then, and I'll find the podcast that we're going to get the guys to listen to as well.
Yeah, wicked, amazing, Emma. Thank you. It's you know, it's interesting writing that down, easy to do, easy not to do. And what it comes back to, what you were saying there is, would you follow you? And that's the question you've got to ask yourself. Would you sign up yourself under you? Because if you've not got, if you can't inspire somebody and you can't show them a way, like everybody that's NMD has walked the path and actually lit it up for everybody else to do. Every NMD speech I've heard over the years, every single NMD or PMD has talked about personal development, working on their mindset, growing as a person. But the one thing that you've got to do, guys, is practice it. I don't know if anyone's tried to meditate before. I tried to meditate in 2020 and I thought it would be easy. I thought, oh, you just sit there with your legs crossed and do that and close your eyes. It wasn't like that at all. My mind was going insane. It was going crazy. I was thinking about all sorts of random stuff. I just couldn't shut my mind off. And I spoke to somebody about it. I was like, I'm no good at this meditation. I can't do it. I really struggle. And the girl said to me, no, John, it's called the practice of meditation. It's not meditation. It's the practice of meditation. You have to practice this stuff. So if you want to get good at meditating, you have to practice doing it. You have to do it. And the more you do it, the better you get. And it's the same with personal development. You know, some people will just throw on a random YouTube clip. Fair enough. That's better than nothing. Of course it is. But some people will get super, super focused and say, you know what, my personal development hour or my personal development 30 minutes is when I'm out walking the dog and I've got my podcast in or I'm listening to an audio book. Some people will say, you know what, I want to take notes on this stuff. So I'm going to shut myself away in a room. I'm going to listen to the audio book. I'm going to make notes. And they're practicing. They're getting better at it. The more you do it, the better you will get at it. And then you can start to teach what you've learned to other people. Because let's face it, everything that you hear on this stuff has been said before. It's just somebody's heard it from somebody else. They've put their own spin on it. They've related it to their own lives. And then they're sharing it with someone else. I mean, if you read Think and Grow Rich, that's probably the book that every other personal development book has taken something from some way, shape or form over the years, but put their own spin on it, put their own stories into it. So you're going to end up creating your own personal development journey. We've all got walls that are going to come in front of us. Everyone on this call has broken through brick walls in their lives. And we're called Team Rhino for a reason, because we are thick-skinned. And the more personal development you do, the thicker your armor is, the thicker your skin is. Remember Alex saying to me, listen to this audio, but get to this convention. You need to grow your armor. You need to work on your armor. So eventually, any neg you get doesn't matter. It's water off a duck's back. So we need to practice this stuff, guys, and this will be part of it. So at least as a bare minimum, you're going to get a podcast to listen to that you can learn from and then discuss the following week. I'm just going to share this with you because I bought this journal probably February last year. Do you want to know what I've written in it? Absolutely fuck all. Right. I've not, do you know what? I've not even taken it out of the packet, to be fair.
My question then, right, is, you know, given everything you've just said, right, you know how important it is. 11, 12 years in this business, Alex is a mentor, telling me what to do and read and watch and all that. Why do you think you bought a journal to do journaling in, presumably self-development, why and didn't use it? Because that happened. That's what we're talking about, right? Is people put this down. So why did you?
No, it's a great question, and I've done it. I've done it in the past where I've not even bought a fancy book or anything like that, and I've sat there and I've literally just journaled and wrote stuff down. I did it all through 2020, and probably had the best year of my life, business-wise and health-wise. And I think the answer to it is because I didn't make it important enough to do it. It was almost like, I want to do it. It's a little bit like playing the guitar. Do you want to get really, really good at it? If you want to get I just didn't want it enough. I don't think I didn't make it a top priority. Like, yeah, Julie's saying there. And that I didn't actually get this journal out to show you this tonight. I got it out because I was like, where's that frigging journal that I bought that I've never written in? I'm going to start writing in it from tomorrow. I got it out before when I was on the call. If Mona might have noticed me, I was rummaging around in the wardrobe next to me, and this is what I was getting out when I was on the listening to the call. So I think it's making it a priority. It's making that decision that you're going to do it and you're going to take action on it. And that's why I wrote down what's easy to do is easy not to do, because it sounds so easy, right? All I've got to do is write in a journal for half an hour in the morning, but it's so easy not to do. It's so easy to follow up. It's so easy to message everybody that liked your last Instagram post. So easy. But how many times do we let life get in the way and we let things float by? So you have to get really serious. I think that's the biggest point for this year. If you want to make some massive changes in your lifestyle, in your business, in your income, you got to get super serious about this and make it a priority. And every time again, I can only speak for myself, but I know other people's stories as well. But every time I have got super serious about this business, got blinkers on, totally focused, I've got to work on it. I've treated it like Shay said, the CEO, you're the CEO of your own life. You're the CEO of your own business. Treating it like that, it's grown every single time. And do you know what? We're in such a better place when we feel like we're growing, when we're developing, and when we're inspiring other people as well. That growth and contribution is probably the biggest human need that we have, and we feel so fulfilled when we're doing it.
I think we'll do a call, one of these Monday night calls about journaling, because it is one of the things that people talk about a lot. And the question is always, it's already coming in the chat, people don't know what to say and stuff. I'll just show you a little tip that I did with mine, because I have started and stopped journaling, I swear, 1,000,000 times, right, in my life. Just because, again, I was like, I'd sit there with a blank page, I don't know what to do. And so I decided this year to I don't like empty spaces. So I bought like a page a day diary, right, which is like every page of the year has, every day of the year has a page. And I thought, well, I'll just fill in one page every day. So I started on, actually, I got a bit keen and started on the 30th of December because I wanted to get started, and I wrote down all the stuff I was grateful for about 2022. And then every day, 1st of January, 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th. So it's just one of the things that I do. It doesn't take me long, right? About 10, 15 minutes, not even half an hour. Like just every day. And that's today's, which I've already done on the 9th, right? So because I can see that tomorrow, I know that I'll do it. Like I have no doubt that I'll do that. But when it was just a blank journal with nothing, it didn't matter if I didn't write in it because I just carried on where I left off. Do you know what I mean? So for those of you who are like, that might help. These diaries are half price at the minute, by the way, because it's already the 9th of January. So you can get yourself a super cheap diary, page a day you want. I think that one was from Aldi. It's now like £2 or something. So it's definitely the cheapest chips thing to get. But anyway, you'll get them half price diaries. So that's just my journal and it comes everywhere with me. And I can already tell in I started doing it a bit last year, and that's the next, I can already feel the difference in me. So I think we'll do a call maybe about journaling. Just get started this week. Start off with the things that you're grateful for and and the things that you are working towards. That's where I started. And then it just sort of starts flowing, as Paula said. You'll just find it starts to flow one way or the other. But you make yourself do it. So I'll share the reason I haven't shared the podcast yet is because I knew people would start clicking on it and see what it was about, and then you're not listening. So I'll do that at the end. I'll have it ready here to share in the group. So quickly the reason why we chose podcasts rather than like books and things, one is because it's easy to do a podcast, right? You can listen to a podcast much quicker than you can read a book. What led me onto it though is I've read loads of books as a result of listening to some of these podcasts. So a lot of them will recommend books, right? So we will be talking about various different things and books and things like that over the next weeks of these calls, books that you've read, and feel free to share anything fabulous that you've learned outside of the podcast that week, because some of you will get really into this. You'll get really into it, right? And you won't just listen to this podcast, you'll probably listen to 10 or 11 or 12 other ones as well. So you'll get people that get really into it, and we'll get other people that will start listening to the podcast at 8:30 on, oh, am I still here? I feel like I've frozen. They'll probably start listening to the podcast at 8:30 the night before the call. Can you guys still hear me? Yes. You can.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So podcasts. Very quickly before I share it and let you guys crack on with the rest of your evening. I'm very conscious of loads of calls tonight. Podcasts are something that You can listen to on loads of different platforms. I'll share it on one, but if you search under Amazon or Spotify or podcast or YouTube, most podcasts are on several different platforms. So if you can't open this link that I send you or whatever, just search for the name of the podcast and you'll find it in any of those platforms. They're pretty much accessible everywhere. And the other thing is, the thing that I've found this year, I've really got into self-development more than ever this last 12 months, since about February 2022. And it was only really the last few weeks where I've really realized how much it's benefited me and helped me to become who I am today. But I feel how I feel today. I feel confident in myself, confident in the business, confident in the world, especially at a time when so many people are not confident in the world, where people are struggling with this, that, and the other. And there's so much pull on our emotions in the news and in the world and in your family conversations. I honestly feel more than I have ever felt, and this is a result of doing significant amount of learning, personal development, reading. I feel more in my life like a rock in a very fast flowing river than I have ever felt. I honestly do. I feel like nothing can knock me off course. Nothing can make me not go forward. No, do you know? And that's not because my life is absolutely amazing at the minute. I have millions of challenges, or several really big challenges in my life at the moment, and have had for the last few years. But that's outside of that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but they would have been there anyway. So I may as well be like rock solid in terms of like, so now I kind of crave more of that. Do you know what I mean? I crave more of it. I want more knowledge. There's so much knowledge out there. This is not like network marketing knowledge. This is like how to be a better human knowledge, how to think better, how to be more conscious of what your thoughts mean, all sorts of stuff. So you'll all individually get your own benefits out of this podcast and all the other ones, but play around with it. If you don't vibe with the person on this one, listen to a few other ones, but try and stick with this one, or stick with the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of a podcast and really get the feel of it. But you will sort of find who you like and what you like to listen to, a bit like TV shows, right? But honestly, I wouldn't be doing this on a Monday night with John, and I wouldn't be recommending you get on this call if I didn't know. I've done it myself already. I've done this for 11 months now of listening to these things every single day, or at least every single day, listening to something that makes me feel like I can change the world, makes me feel like I can come. Do you know what I mean? And I want that for you guys. I want you to feel like that in your life every day, waking up feeling like that, going to bed feeling like that, talking to your kids feeling like that, going into your business feeling like that. I promise you that half an hour to an hour a day will be so beneficial if you do it consistently. So I'm going to share.
Well, this is the one, right? They've got to listen. You have to listen to this podcast, like, because that's what we're going to be discussing next week. So if you don't listen to it, you won't have a Scooby-Doo what we're talking about.
Right, I'm going to put it in. I'm on my phone, so I can put it in the chat as well. So hold on 1 second. This is really weird because I can't see any of you on my screen because I've frozen, but I know you're all still there. So I feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, this is the podcast link, which should appear in there. Yep. Right, and it's called, I'll leave it up there, and I will put it in the PJ group as well. But let me just tell you what it's called. Somebody type this into the chat for me while I say it. It's called The Concrete Steps You Need to Take to Get Ahead in Life and Become Unbreakable. So it's the concrete steps you need to take to get ahead in life and become unbreakable. And it is by Tom Bilyeu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I should know because I've listened to loads of his stuff. It's Tom Bilyeu. Now he has a podcast and he interviews lots of other people, but this is him talking. Now, a couple of things before we go. Thanks to those guys who typed it in there. The concrete steps you need to take. So it's about half an hour long. Most podcasts have some sort of advert in them, right? Some do, some don't. It depends on like your settings and things. This one starts 3 minutes 33 into the podcast. If you want to skip the first couple of bits of whatever he's talking about, I don't even know. I think he's plugging a couple of other podcasts or stuff. So, or if you want to listen to it, it does get going about 3 minutes in. So don't get put off at the beginning by the fact that he's talking about other stuff. His bit starts about 3 minutes in. Anybody got any questions? Or John, have you got anything else you want to add or say?
I think the only thing that I would add is just make sure you do this, but remember that personal development is not building your business.
Yeah.
We've had it over the years where people are like, they've read every personal development book that was released in 2019, but they're stuck at the same position that they were at. So
Yeah.
don't fall into the trap of thinking that personal development is work. This is an addition to what we need to be doing to grow in our business. So you still need to be speaking to people every single day, still need to be showing up on the calls, all that kind of stuff. This is an add-on. Someone commented before saying, I do loads of stuff on my DMO, but I've neglected personal development. So keep doing all the stuff that you were doing on your DMO. Now you're adding this in. I just want to make that clear, guys, because this will actually enhance the way that you grow your business as well. It will enhance the way that you speak to people, because when you've got more confidence and you've got that fearless attitude, as I'm making this happen with or without you. I'm not begging you to join. Like, the train's leaving the station, I've got the honeypot. Like, if you want to be part of this, you need to move with us, right? And when you're vibing at a high level, like Emma just said there, you feel like you can walk through walls. Nobody can get in your way. You get a no. You don't give a shit, because you've got somebody else to speak to, and then somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. So that's what we're trying to do, guys, is we're trying to help you build that resilient mindset where you know you can get whatever you want out of this opportunity, and you know you can become a better version of yourself. And it starts by working on your health, working on your mindset, and doing the basics with the business, and you'll be able to tick all three boxes then. And someone will go NMD off the back of these calls. I promise you that. Someone will mention it on stage and say, started doing the Monday mindset calls, and that was a catalyst for me starting to believe in myself. Seen it over and over and over the years, where personal development has been something where someone goes, do you know what, this is what I need to start working on. So there's going to be tons of things that we share over the weeks, and it'd be really good if everyone, there's no punishment, by the way, if you don't listen to it, but you're not going to benefit, right? You need to listen to it. So I've already said to myself, now I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to take some notes. So I've got something that I can bring to the table next Monday and say, you know what? I got this from it, and I got this. And I'm sure Emma will have got some things that are similar and some things that are different. And then maybe we open it up on the mic as well, if someone wants to come on and say, do you know what? This is what it did for me. So this is a group thing, guys. We all want to win together.
Awesome. That's it, guys. I think from us, unless anyone's got any questions, feel free to message. You can message me. I'm sure you can message John directly if you've got any specific questions. I'll put it in the thread on the PJ group. I will put the link to the call in the thingy in there as well. And enjoy it. And if you've got any ideas about how, over the weeks, how you want these calls to go, please don't hesitate. It's your call. Please let us know anything that you need specific help with or whatever. But I think this is going to be a game changer, as John said. I really do. So thank you so much for trusting us enough to spend your Monday night with us. I appreciate it's been a really busy one, but yeah, I look forward to seeing you all over the next few days. And definitely don't forget Liverpool on Fire. Get your ticket tomorrow when you get paid. Bye for now.
What's going to happen is going to be incredible, and it will blow your business out of the water in 2023. You really want to start thinking about, where do you want to go for your summer holidays? Imagine if you just got your head down for 6 months and absolutely battered this business, worked on your mindset, worked on your business, worked on your health journey. You could have the best holiday in your life this summer. Think about it. Dream big, guys. See you later.
I just wrapped it up by saying there's an American gets on fire. Just figuring out how to open this fucking joint.